All right. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you're hearing me. I feel like I'm back to day one streaming and no idea what I'm doing. So, yeah, for my OGs, if I can even use that, it's been 1 month only, but if you can hear me, drop some mic emojis in the chat just to make sure I'm not talking to myself. But hello, hello, hello. Now let me also make sure my game is connected. Yes, it is. Yay, you can hear me. Hi, Ash. Hi, Topher. Ash, since you were first here, if you want to use any of your sugar cubes, first of all, you guys can check your sugar balance, which is basically your stream points, your channel points. You can use exclamation sugar. You can check your balance, but Ash, since you were first, you can actually use the first command. It is a thing that does exist. Yay! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the microphones. Hello, hello. Okay, Riley, I feel like I know that name, but is your name Riley? Or do I know you by another name? I'm seeing the username instead of the usual handles, so it's throwing me off. So just let me know. But hello, welcome in. Happy Sunday, everyone. It has been, I think, 3 weeks since we last streamed. Um, Today is a pop-up stream. I was just able to do so, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna come in, we'll catch up, do some dailies, and kind of just see how the evening goes. So yeah, thank you guys for being able to make it. You'd like more information about your purse? I'd love to give you more information about your purse, Topher. So essentially, especially if you are familiar with Topher Stream, but Twitch in general, um, the sugar in my case are the channel points, and your purse is where you accumulate your sugar. So just by being here, just by hanging out, chatting, subscribing, doing all the things one does, you accumulate sugar. And then you can trade them in for a few little novelty redemptions that I have in place. I have some larger ones, which admittedly I might need to test because I think quite a few of you are able to redeem them or will be close to redeeming them soon. But yeah, it's just a fun way of me wanting to keep things interactive and dynamic. I've said this 1,000 times over in Topher stream. I've said this to Topher, but one of the things that I genuinely love about the Twitch streaming experience, his streaming experience, is how engaging and dynamic and interactive it is. And it was actually Crust that made me realize that this is a thing that can somewhat exist on YouTube. And so I was like, well, she can do it, then I can do it. And I figured it out. So that's what the sugar is. And yeah, as we continue, I might need to, play around with some redemptions or, whatever it is. But this is the starts of the purse. Oh, you want design details. You know, in my mind, I envision a little wristlet situation, Topher, something that can be discreet. Um, so I'm thinking a nice moody jewel toned velvet wristlet type of situation. How does that sound to you? But oh yes, and thank you for redeeming the not last. I just, as someone who is notoriously last, I just felt like that just needed a spot here in my redemptions. So yeah, I'm gonna keep playing around with the sugar cubes. Okay, yes, okay, it is still okay, thank you, right. It has been doing that, and I know it spontaneously has been showing handles or usernames. I thought it was just a thing that was happening on very specific channels, but I guess it's just a very random rollout. I don't like it. Topher does not do discreet. Well, Topher can just accumulate a lot of sugar and then can maybe upgrade to a satchel. Would you like a satchel? Would you like a nice handbag? We can discuss. There are options. But I'm excited to be back here with you guys. Admittedly, I have not been in my game for a couple of days, because I've been playing other games. So like I said, I wanted to catch up, do some dailies. This might be my first time opening the game. Let me go to my valley first. Probably in about 4 or so days. On most channels now. Yeah, Riley. Before I was only seeing it on a few channels, and now I feel like it is something that's happening more frequently, and I hate it. So my game plan tonight, it's not going to be too much of a long stream. We're going to catch up in terms of what's been going on, where I've been for the past, I want to say 2, 3 weeks. We are going to be doing some prep for Wishblossom Ranch. It comes out in 10 days. I'd scream, but I'd like to respect everyone's eardrums. Hello, 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 Katie. How are you? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Um, Yeah, and while kind of having that conversation, I'm gonna run around and do some of my dailies. I kind of have a checklist of the things I want to catch up with you guys on, as well as a checklist on my dailies. The one thing I actually don't have to do on a daily basis anymore at the moment is go visit Scrooge, because I have all the new things, which brings me a great amount of joy and relief. Oh, Christoph, where are you running off? Christoph is actually part of my daily chores. So yeah, we're gonna go around to most of the stalls. Do I need to empty my pockets? We need to do that. Okay, it could be worse. We're gonna go around to most of the stalls. I do Christoph stall, Aladdin stall, Moana stall, and the flower stall, in pretty much all of the DLCs as well as the Valley. We're gonna head over to the event island because I'm still collecting those white roses and things in case they come in handy, whether it's for decorating or something else down the line. And then just doing some cleaning up. My cleaning up is also me stockpiling my resources, and that is the crux of my kind of Wishblossom Ranch prep, stockpiling resources because I know there's going to be a lot of decorating happening. I cannot believe it is in 10 days. Actually, I didn't realize it was in 10 days until I was setting up this stream and I was looking at the date and I was like, oh, it's 10 days. Wait a minute. When did that happen? I remember when it felt like a lifetime ago. I feel like I don't even know how to use my controller anymore. Yeah. So it being 10 days away, I, for the most part, feel very prepared, but it does feel wow, that is 10 days away. And in case you are like, what are some other prep things? I did upload a little short shameless plug on the channel of 10 things that you can do to prep. Hopefully, it helps you. But for me, my focus is stockpiling my resources. Hi, Ruby. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Oh, you know what? It's not. So I'm gonna put my controller down and talk to you directly when you say this, Ash. It is not weird, by the way. I hate my voice, my recorded voice, I should say. And yet, every time I do any kind of stream, podcast, voicemail, that is almost the first thing people say to me. And I'm clearly not hearing what you guys are hearing. So thank you. Not weird, just weird for me because I don't like hearing my own voice. Lurk away, Topher, but come back soon. So thank you, Ash. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're gonna shop and catch up. Because I'm trying to do my dailies, and instead of doing the catching up while like on the talking screen, I'm gonna do it while I'm doing my dailies, which means I didn't mean to buy coal, which kind of actually proves my point. I can't talk and chew gum. I'm also struggling with remembering the controls. I've been playing Animal Crossing, I've been playing Infinity Nikki, and everything feels very disorienting. So I may miss some things in chat, but I will do my best because it's a nice little intimate stream. But there's like a dozen of us here, so I don't think I'll fall that much behind. Caress, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome in. Happy Sunday, friend. I am so glad you guys can make it. Like, I literally decided to stream 5 minutes before I scheduled the stream, and I need to eat something. I like to give myself time to, share it, whatever. And I was like, I might be here talking to myself. I don't know if anyone's gonna see it. And you guys are here, so I'm excited. Okay, so yes, we're gonna catch up. So I will kind of, like I said, I have a checklist. So I guess in between each of the things on my list as we're catching up, I will be looking over at the chat. In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just my dailies. Find my moonstone chest, clean up, run around, go to the stalls. Nothing too crazy. It feels really good to not have any quests that I care about, because I do have 4 quests. To not have any quests that I care about lingering, to not have anything that I'm chasing down at Scrooge's, and to really just be able to kind of just do my chores. That feels really, really good, especially at least for me. Oh, this does remind me, let me go here. Because I can kind of come in here and really just have a kind of cozy gaming session while I talk to you guys. I didn't post it in Discord quest. Like, that's how quickly I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stream, and I can actually stream right now. Which brings me to the first point. I want to get to why you guys haven't really been seeing me in the past couple of weeks. So yeah, I didn't post it anywhere except in my community tab here on YouTube and my Instagram stories. That's the only 2 places. So yeah, I'm so glad you guys were able to find out that I was here, or it was just gonna be me, myself, and I, which is, which is fine. So I have not been streaming. I think it has been 3 weeks. Actually, my last stream might have even been the day of the showcase, maybe one stream after that. So maybe even closer to a month. And I think most of you who are here know, but for those of you who don't, I got injured the day before the showcase. I fell down my stairs. It was a nasty fall, hurt my foot. Um, at the same time, by the way, nothing broke. I found out I don't need to get surgery, but it was a really nasty fall. It was both a sprain and a strain. I always get it backwards, but like, one was in my ligaments, one was in my tendons, and just the combination. Yes, I'm glad nothing broke. Okay, I thought there was another rose. Yes, I'm glad nothing broke. Yes, I'm glad I don't have surgery. But there are times I have to kind of remind myself of that, because it feels just as immobilizing, as if any of those other things were the case. In any case, I was injured. At the beginning, I was still able to stream and create content. And then I got sick around the same time. It's just that time of year. And then eventually my husband had to go back to work and could not stay to take care of me and the girls. And just that combination of things really just slowed me down. Just the physical slowdown, obviously taking care of my girls. And then I'm a busybody. So when things like that kind of happen all at the same time, I start to get in my head, and I just was not feeling like myself. And so physically and mentally, I was not in a place to create content, to stream. Schedule wise, it was not something that I could do. And so I didn't. I needed to take a step back. I hated that I was like scheduling and rescheduling and canceling, and it didn't make me feel good. Um, and so I just needed to take a step back. Thankfully, I am still able to hang out with so many of you in everybody else's stream. And so it didn't feel like I was missing too much, but I did miss yapping with you guys and just hanging out and doing this, especially since it had only been a couple of weeks of me doing it. And I felt like, we built a little kind of a rapport, a little cadence, if you will. And to have to kind of take a step back from that was something that was hard for me to decide to do, but it was also what was best. So that was the case. Even videos that I had planned on putting out, I don't really need anything else from any of these other places. So even other videos that I planned on putting out, as luck would have it, those were videos that needed voiceovers. Getting sick, I didn't sound like myself, and so I had to slow those down. Although one is out now, it is my Farm Island tour. Again, shameless plug, shameless plug. So my Farm Island tour is out. It came out a couple of days ago. I hope you guys check that out on the channel. But I still have to share my Valley tour, my Valley Interiors tour. And as a prelude to that, I thought it'd be fun to do a video of ranking all of the house styles that I have. I went back and forth of whether or not to make that a stream or a video, and I decided to make it a video, but maybe we can do like a post video stream discussing why I ranked things the way I ranked them. I don't know, we'll see. So those videos are going to be coming out soon. I also needed to rest my voice. So that's, why I hadn't been able to show up and create content. That's where I've been. Yes, thank you, Katie. Thank you, Chris. I figured you guys would understand. You guys are super sweet. And I was still able to, like I said, kiki in other people's streams. I don't clean up all my biomes because I feel like I'm really good on valley resources, but I do still clean up my Forgotten Lands for the Darkwood. But yeah, so that is kind of what was going on. Thankfully, I saw you guys in other streams on my YouTube community tab. So it didn't feel too much like I was away, but unexpectedly I felt it. So thank you for the kind words. Thank you for just being awesome. I don't want to say I'm back. I'm not going to start posting a schedule because, in full transparency as well, my family is one of the families that has been affected by the government shutdown. And so, kind of just figuring out what that'll look like for the next couple of weeks, months. I create my schedule wholly based around my children's schedule and my husband's schedule, and his job is affected by the government shutdown. He's still working, just not getting paid, pretty much. And so kind of just figuring out what that looks like. So I don't want to put out a schedule that then I'm rescheduling and doing and canceling and all those things. So while he kind of figures out what that looks like for him, in addition to me, taking care of my foot, and thankfully no one is sick anymore. But I'm definitely moving slower, and so that paired with the job situation, I'd rather just do a whole bunch of pop-up streams than set up a schedule and not be able to stick to it. Thank you, Ash. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot more like myself. Okay, hold on. I went to see Moana. I was like, I'm missing someone's stall. Um, okay, we need to find make way. Okay, she goes. So yeah, so thankfully, it could be worse, Cress. I know lots of situations that are 10 times worse than ours. However, I actually had a friend many years ago tell me, like, just because your situation can be worse doesn't mean it, like, it's okay to feel bad about your situation just because it could be worse. And so, yeah, it sucks. Um, yeah, we're hoping it gets lifted. I've shared this before. We are a military family, and so that is how it affects us in that way. Okay, so that's where I have been in terms of streaming. But I have been, okay, I'm done in the valley. I have been decorating and doing my dailies and all of that. But I've also been very distracted. because I've been getting back into my other games, Infinity Nikki, namely. Let me know if any of you here play Infinity Nikki, know what Infinity Nikki is. But essentially, a couple of updates ago, where do I need to go while I'm here? I forgot where I put my stalls because I flattened. And I'll show you guys what I did here because I just bulldozed everything. Um, I want to get the stalls done and then I'll get the cleaning done. Um, I hadn't played Infinity Nikki like consistently for the past couple of months. I'd been really in my DDV decorating bag. A couple of months ago, a couple of updates ago, during the summer, they released their home update. And I kept telling myself that that was going to be what brought me back, and it didn't. I was just kind of going in and doing the bare minimum. And so I finally decided, I want to say about a month ago, actually around the time of all of this happening, to like really go in and pay attention to the housing system. As you have, yeah, I was the same. It was a minute for me. Um, and it's free. It is free, Riley. You are right. So, for those of you who don't know, it is a gotcha game. I did not know what gotcha. I think I need to empty my pockets. Do I need to get anything from anyone else here anyway? No. Okay, so we can go home and empty my pockets. I flattened all of this. I started collecting my flowers. Because what I had decorated here, I wasn't feeling it. So I needed to take a step away. I got rid of my glittering dunes as well as my, I'm lost. What's that other place? My ancient standing. My wild tangle is still pretty decorated. Anyway, Infinity Nikki, sorry, is a gotcha game. And Kaylin, welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? And I had no familiarity with at all with what gotcha games are. Where I never even heard the term. So when I heard people saying it, I was like, I kept thinking gotcha, like gotcha. I was like, I don't get it. I ended up Googling it and I don't remember how to do things. Oh, there we go. And realizing that basically it's like, I don't know, gambling for all intents and purposes, where it's like probability and you're pulling on items, you don't know what you're gonna get. And at the beginning, I will say I did spend money to get certain items. And I think that's also kind of what made me fall back because I did get to a point where I switched to just a free to play model. Lean, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I'm just doing a little catch up. What I've been doing, what I've been up to, where I've been. Oh, we need to go see Remy. Please don't let me forget to go see the rat, guys. But I switched to a free to play model, if you will, because you can play the game for free. None of the content is locked behind any of the, it's not like behind a paywall, excuse me. It's getting additional outfits and things like that because it is a dress up game. I realized one, there were a lot of items that were coming out that weren't really my style, but I had so many that I wasn't even really cycling through and wearing everything. And I just kind of made the choice that like I can actually play this game for free and still have fun. And so returning back to it, that is what I've been doing. Plastic scraps. I knew there was something else I got in here. And so that's what I've been doing. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. But specifically, I got into the home system. Um, so decorating is something, like I said, maybe 3 updates ago. It gave me a deeper appreciation for decorating in DDV because wow, it is intense. It is so, I don't want to say complicated like it's a bad thing, but it is way more complex and has a lot more components than decorating in DDV. DDV, by comparison, is plug and play decorating. And this one, you are like designing and constructing things like down to the roof line. You are changing the landscape and all of that. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. Really just grinding the resources to be able to craft the things. So whereas DDV, I'd say is maybe 80% you buy things. What did I pick up? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whereas DDP, I'd say is maybe 80% you buy things to decorate and like 20% you craft or whatever. I'd say Nikki's the other way around. It is 80% crafting and 20% buying. And so I've had to do a lot of resource grinding and it's a whole thing. So that's been taking up a lot of my time. And then, okay, before I keep going, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Checking your sugar balances, Kaywin. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, no, getting back into it, I've really been enjoying it. I part of me is like, dang, maybe I should have like not fallen off because I feel like I could have been grinding in that time. Although I was going in and still collecting my free things. I'm not gonna miss out on my free things. So that's been taking up some of my time. All right, we're gonna go to. I might miss things, but that's okay. This is the way I've been doing my dailies lately. It's not a perfect. It's just more of like kind of get her done. Um, just get my resources and prioritizing what's not. A couple of days ago, you guys, some of you know this. Kaylin, we talked about this in your stream. I started playing Animal Crossing. I've never played Animal Crossing a day in my life. We got it for my daughter, I think when it was still like very new. Okay, my pockets are empty enough for me to go to Storybook Fail. And yes, I saw the mushroom outfit, Kaylin. I immediately tagged you because I was like, this is Kaylin. This they made this for her. And like I said, the outfits are so cute, and there's definitely ways to get the ones that you love for free. So for me, I skipped enough banners that I was able to pull on this banner and not spend any money. I spent money, we're going to Storybook Fail now. I spent money, I want to say maybe 2 weeks ago, only on what essentially is like the battle pass equivalent for the home section. Um, I spent money though to buy their in-game currency, which would be like their moonstones. However, I only did it because you buy those stellarite, that's what they're called. You use the stellarite to unlock the battle pass. When you complete it, you get the stellarite all back. And so I bought it last battle pass, got it all back, applied it to this battle pass. So I'm like, okay, my one time $6 or whatever it was that I spent, I'm just gonna keep recycling it. So I've been enjoying coming back. I've been enjoying free to play. So if you are someone who's like, I don't have time for the gotcha system, I will say it definitely is a mindset though. Because whereas in DDV, you buy your $60 Moonstone bundle, you know exactly what you're getting though. You're getting this outfit, this house, whatever. You can end up buying your same, $60 Stellarite or whatever bundle, and it's still for a chance at what you want. Infinity Nikki, because you don't know what pieces you're going to get when you're pulling. So it's definitely a mindset that you have to be prepared for. But yes, there is a mushroom outfit, the mid-season 4-star banner crest. If you ever wanted to come back, is a mushroom outfit. Kaylin, tag her on the post on Instagram. Lean, one of you, tag her so she could see it. It is so, 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 so cute. So that had my attention. Now let's get into Animal Crossing. I put my controller down. I have come to the realization that Animal Crossing is pixelated adulting that y'all have just rebranded as cozy gaming. And I get it. We were in shutdowns and stay-at-home orders because that's when the game came out. And so I see how it might have been cozy. I am still waiting to get to the cozy part of the game. It's refreshing for me. So try now. I'm typing and sending. Okay, it should be good now. No, it was definitely me. It should be back. I hope it's back. Yay. So it was definitely me. Perfect. Thank you. See, Ash, you're a real one. The microphones. That's the other thing that's been happening. We've been having a lot of wind and rain lately, and the residual effect is kind of like as things got knocked down and what's not, as they're working on them, every now and again, the internet will decide to not play well. But we're here. Okay, we're here. I'm so glad I was looking and was able to catch that. So Animal Crossing has I'm deciding to stick to it, but it has not been as cozy as y'all have sold it to me. And when I say y'all, I mean the general cozy gaming community. I immediately went into debt. I don't understand. I just got here on a deserted island. How do I owe all this money? Yes, streaming stress. The stress is real, Cress. Because I was watching the thing spin on my OBS, and it was like doing attempts, and I was like, oh my gosh, did I lose them? I hope I didn't lose them. So the stress is real. Yeah, we're back. We're back. We're back. I was immediately in debt. I got attacked by wasps. I was living in a tent. I was like, what about this is cozy? I get it. It was a difficult time when this game came out. So I see how uh everyone may have rallied behind it being cozy. I don't feel cozy though. I will say I'm also just having a great time ragging on the game. But I am gonna stick with it. As of today, I think like I'm on in-game day 2, I think, or something like that. I have a house. I just placed a museum, which I guess I'll get tomorrow. Um, so I've been doing some things, and I know because my daughter plays it, so and she'll like play with her cousins. And so I know it does get to a point where you're decorating and things are really cute and what's not. But very similar to what I was saying about Nikki and its decorating and just the gameplay, DDV has me spoiled in terms of just how easy my decorating is and the more or less low bar effort that I can put into it. And I also don't have a mortgage in DDV. So I have a mortgage in Animal Crossing. I don't want to pay my real world mortgage. And now I have one to a man named Tom Nook, Nook the Crook. I don't like it. But I think I'm doing okay. I'm glad I was able to at least pay off the tent and get a real house. Even if I am still sleeping on the cot. It's all good. All right, so I went to all the stalls, right? Okay, so I think just gonna let's check my pockets. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of just kind of, there's no rhyme or reason. Just gonna do some cleaning. Oh, no, we're not. The rat. We gotta go see the rat. All right. The game is cute, just the process. I'm trusting the process. I'm trusting y'all. There's so many ways to play ACNH. You can go slow day by day. You can grind. You can go to Treasure Islands. Why not with the so I want to say the Disney nostalgia. I want to talk about that, what you said. So these are games, DDV, and Animal Crossing, that I'm looking for the rat. I might have to go to the valley to find him. These are games that my daughter had from the beginning. Hey Topher, welcome back. Longest phone call ever. And I had no interest in them. That's just never been my thing. When I was postpartum with the baby, that is when I picked up Dreamlight Valley. And that's just when I picked up her Switch in general and eventually ended up getting my own Switch. Let's find the rat. Is he home? Let's start there. He's home. Cool. And what made me choose Dreamlight Valley over Animal Crossing and other games she has on her Switch really was the Disney nostalgia of it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what these games entail, but if it means I'm running around with Belle and like just princesses and playing dress up, sign me up. I don't need to know anything about quests and storylines. The rat was in his house and now he's not in his house. Yes, all the besties showed up. Everyone, the whole gang's here. We're gonna try this again, rat. And just, I was like, even if I don't know what I'm doing, if I can do it with some of my Disney favorites, is he like hiding in a corner? I need them to fix this glitch. Then I'm worth checking it out. And that's what made me get into DDV, the Disney of it all. I can't find him. I quit. Okay. Maybe I'll try it later. Okay, so I went to all my stalls. The only thing I couldn't do was Remy's quest. Okay, now we clean. All right, since I'm in the valley, I guess we'll clean the valley. Really, I've mostly been cleaning for stone, sand, those kinds of things that I typically ignore. Um, Clay, so we'll be going to Sunlit Plateau, getting rid of the bones, because these are things that go into a lot of my pathing. I've also been cleaning up night thorns. Uh, um, what is that? Splinters of Faith, Inkies, because no, I don't want to sit down. And then I have Max and R2D2 with me to handle all the dig spots. Yeah. So I never got into Animal Crossing, and no talking, no sugar. Yes, you were not here. I'm sorry. um, you gotta work for your sugar. I missed that wave of people getting into Animal Crossing. Got into DDV first, and I think that's part of why I'm struggling to understand the attraction, the appeal, but I am giving it a fair shot. I haven't quit. I at least want, I have a house now. um I think I have a nightstand. No, that's not what I want. So I want to at least get to the point where I can actually decorate and then decide if I really love it or hate it. But I don't feel cozy. And I'm gonna keep telling you guys that. Everyone needs to know how cozy I don't feel playing Animal Crossing. Just it feels too much like the real world. There's too much adulting involved. Yet I'm the only human on the island. It's just a lot. It's a lot. No one prepared me for that. All right, let me go to my vacuum. And then, so yeah, the materials I'm trying to get are sand, snow, clay, stone. I feel like there's another one that I'm forgetting at the moment. But those are my priorities. So that's what the cleanup is going to be all for. So yeah, those have been the games holding my attention. I would love to start streaming those games on the channel. However, I stream from my Mac. Those games don't exist on my Mac. Animal Crossing, I'm sure you know, is a Switch game, and I play Infinity Nikki on my PS5, which is, I also play DDV there, but I stream from my Mac. And so I don't stream from my PS5. At the moment, I can't stream from my PS5. Um, so eventually, when that time comes, I would love to take you guys on that wild ride with me of being able to stream from my Switch, um, of being able to stream from my PS5 and do Infinity Nikki content. I have a goal of bringing all of the girlies back to Infinity Nikki and playing free to play together. Um, Once I'm able to, I will. It's just something that I can do at the moment. Make sure I didn't miss anything. It's very different from AC Nature. It's not nearly as beautiful in my opinion, and the animals are adorable. Yeah, and I think that's also a big part of it for me. The visuals. Um, Like when I decorate in here, like I can just stand here and feel like I can genuinely enjoy this view. I have seen amazing Animal Crossing builds. Like, do not get me wrong. I've seen, like I said, my daughter's been playing for a while, so she watches Animal Crossing creators. I've seen some amazing designs. Okay, Sunlit Plateau. Actually, let me stay on foot because I still need to find my moonstone chest. I've seen amazing designs, but they are not the same quality of graphics and visuals, DDV, where I feel like I can really immerse myself. Like it's cutesy, if that makes sense. So like I also play Toca Boca World, if any of you are familiar. All right, let's get these bones. I also play Toca Boca World on my iPad, and it reminds me of that same type of graphic style. Yes, it's more cutesy vibe. Yep. And the customization. I wish we could get so much more freedom to customize things like you can in Animal Crossing. I have heard about that as well. In terms of like terraforming and things like that. And so I've seen people make those comparisons and requests in DDV. Um, Kind of jumping back to Infinity Nikki, that is something I've been able to experience decorating over there. Like we can recolor things and what's not. And so being able to customize things definitely opens up your creative freedoms, if you will. However, I think it's actually not being able to customize. I want to see if there's any stone that's spawned. And anyone see my chest, by the way, while I'm running around? Or am I just going furniture mode? Let's pick that up. But I think part of what I enjoy, as much as sometimes, yeah, I get frustrated with the DDB decorating, frustrated with Scrooge, the hit boxes, and kind of all these things that we all know is annoying. I think if DDB opened itself up to that level of customization, it would be super overwhelming. And there's something soothing about the sort of plug and play simplicity of the DDV decorating style. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly, but being able to just plop down, I don't know, this castle and not have to worry about, yeah, like it's a great silhouette, but I want to change the blue to purple and the pink to yellow and like make all these decisions in addition to the stuff that we already have. I think that is part of what maintains the coziness for me. So yeah, I think just I'm glad there are these different options of games. Like if I want to get more detailed, I can go to this game. If I want to do, like the terraforming, I can go to this other game. I think I'm done in the valley. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. I wanted to open my furniture mode. But let's see if I can find my other chest. For me, the fact that I can place items closer to other items in DDV is frustrating compared to other games like Sims. You know what? I will say I did not. It's always bothered me. Let's be honest. The footprint in this game sucks. For a lot of things, especially the older items. They've gotten better. But like when you think about buildings like Beast Castle, it is frustrating. I did not realize though how much of a hindrance that was until I started decorating in Infinity Nikki, where you can essentially collide things into one another and really put things as close as possible, side by side, into one another, into the ground, have them floating in the air. Like, there's so. Why are there things behind these hedges? Like, why would you do that? And then they do things like this. I'm not going back there. Um, really, so much. Why? If I can't put pathing there, they shouldn't be allowed to put stone in mid there. I'm just saying. And being able to do those things in Infinity Nikki and then coming back to DDV, and I can't even put a bush next to my front door, really reminded me of how frustrating some of those deficiencies can be. Okay, we're gonna go back to the beach. Let's go to the beach, beach. Okay, could do some cleaning over here. But I don't see my other chest. So I will agree, putting stuff next to things. Hello, 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 welcome in, welcome in. How are you? It is Monday already for you, right? I believe it is. So good morning. How are you doing? How's Monday looking? Yep, it is Monday for you. So yeah, the morning work grind. How was your work week starting, Z? So yeah, I do agree with you, Ash. Just not having that flexibility in terms of placement, rotation. Yes, I definitely can see how limiting it is. But I don't know if I need the full, ooh, there's another one. I don't know if I need the full gambit of customization in DDV. Because I also keep in mind that a lot of these things are IP, right? So part of why we love how they look is because they look like what we saw in the movies we love. Really, if they could just fix the grid, I think we'd all feel better about everything when it comes to decorating. Um, I feel like that is probably the grid. I think we would look past everything else. All right, I'm gonna just go. So we saw a chest on the beach and then lots of things to clean. Cool, 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 cool. But yeah, in the meantime, DDV is going to stay my number one bay. Especially, when we gather here in the parlor, because it's also the only one that I can stream with you guys. But I will absolutely continue to have conversations about these other games, in my community post tab, share pictures. I did share my first Infinity Nikki short over here on YouTube. I'd never shared Infinity Nikki content on YouTube before. So I will start doing a little bit more of that in terms of long form video. And eventually, once I'm able to stream from my PS5, um, we will switch to that and see how that goes. Good night, Cress. Yeah, I'm not gonna like this is gonna be a short stream. Like I said, it's just cleaning up. It was for cleaning up and for catching up. Because I gotta get the littles, down for bed and what's not soon. But thank you for even just popping in for a little bit, Cress. It was very nice hanging out with you. Very nice having you here. And if you guys do not know Cozy Cress Plays, I don't know how you don't. Her link was up below. Please go check her out. Subscribe to her channel. She creates amazing DDV builds, touch of magic tutorials. Her live streams are a hoot. Talk about cozy chaos. And she's just an amazing person to hang out with here on the YouTube. So please, I mean, if you know me, you probably know her. But just in case, please go check her out. You will not be disappointed. And have a great night, Cress. Going on in the real world. Yeah, that's all you missed. Not much. And now we're cleaning. That's it. That's all. All right, we're gonna get these back here in this corner. Okay, so top of stream, we realize Wishblossom Ranch comes out in 10 days. Not we realize, I think we all knew it. It just feels crazy. And that is part of why I'm cleaning up. I want to get, did I lose? Oh, okay, I thought I lost the stream again because it just like dropped really low in my ear and I panicked a little bit. It is in 10 days. That is why I'm cleaning up, gathering resources, the ones that I know I go through a lot when I am decorating. So stone, specifically for pathing, stone, sand, clay, pebbles, those things. That is mostly what I've been doing. I've also been doing Remy quests again to get my wrought iron because I believe that the Glamour Gulch biome, I'm going to be using a lot of wrought iron there. Although I'm sure there's things like pathing and fencing we're going to get from the DLC. I don't know what it's going to be, so I want to be prepared at least with what I have. Should I go empty my pockets? What did I do? So switching from one game to another, I never remember controls. All right, let's go empty my pockets. We can go this way since I live in the forest anyway. So that is what I've been doing, just cleaning up to stockpile my resources. Sometimes it's me foraging. I've already gone in and put my villagers at all the chores that I want them to have, so that I have the right amount for like different bonuses and what's not. My gardening, specifically my gardening, mining, foraging, and fishing villagers. I don't think I have any digging villagers at the moment. Now that I think about it, we can take a look. I know I don't have any time bending villagers or snippet catching villagers. And that is on purpose because I don't do those activities anymore. I grinded all that I could grind for mist so that I would never have to grind again. I created all of my tapestries, so I don't really have a need for any more snippets. Anything on this side? Nope, everything's over here. So I just focused on those tasks: my mining, my gardening, my foraging, my fishing. Oh, I wonder, okay, I have a command for this and I just can never remember what it is. So let me, because I wonder who has the most sugar in the parlor. I can never remember what that command is. Oh, fiddlesticks. I know it exists. I was trying to see if I could find it to remember it, and I can't. Is it this? Abigail, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Is it this? Let's find out. I could have sworn it was something else, but it could also be that. It is that. Okay. I could have sworn I renamed it. Cool. So who has my, how does Cress have more than me? Actually, I know how because I actually use mine. So we have Cress with 780 sugar. Oh, she's probably already gone. Probably doesn't even know it. Queen Charlotte is my little one. Hippie, haven't seen Hippie in a while. 520. I'm coming in. I'm not even number one in my own stream. And then we have Sherry Topher. You are number 6. New name, Stream Elements. Look at that. And then Tiger Lily and Brandy. I don't even use Stream Elements anymore. So that's funny. But hello, 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 Abigail. How are you? Ruby, did I see you when you came in? If not, I'm so sorry. Hello, how are you? Yes, somehow I don't know who Cress is in cahoots with, but she seems to always be the top in everyone's. I will say, I think I didn't mean to do that. I think it is because Cress is a professional lurker. So like even if she can't be in someone's stream, I think she does a very good job at lurking. And thus continues to accumulate points even when she is not there. Yay! Oh, Kaylin, by the way, did the notifications actually work? Because I know sometimes they don't. Yeah, mm, I don't think since I've been publicly streaming, I've even used Stream Elements. I use Stream Elements at the very beginning. So on my video when I would do premieres, because you could live chat in the premieres. Because I wanted to compare it to Streamlabs. I wanted to see which one I liked more. I ended up going with Streamlabs. I guess just in all those test streams and all those live premieres, Stream Elements was just over here collecting. Or it might actually be because it's still on. So it's kind of like Stream Elements is lurking. Yeah, I don't know. Corgi! Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We are going to my flower floor, my fish floor, and my gem floor. That is the other thing. My storage is all done. For all intents and purposes, my storage is all done. And I am ready for Wishblossom Ranch to get here for me to actually see if my storage is good. Um, I definitely already like it more. It's been about a month since I've completed all the areas. And I definitely see how it is more wrong pink chest. How it is more efficient than the way I previously had things set up. But I need for Wishblossom Ranch to come out for me to start putting that stuff in and really assessing how efficient my storage is. Because there's some decorating details that I want to finalize, but I don't want to do that if I'm gonna end up having to move a whole bunch of other stuff around because the Wishblossom Ranch resources don't fit in the ways that I would want them to, because I don't have my stuff organized by DLC. Um, I think I might be in the minority with that organization style, but my brain simply does not work that way. I tried and I just felt like it was really, I was like short circuiting every time I was going to put my stuff away. I think the squids are here. Yep, they're here. They're here. That should be the one that I skipped. Yeah, that's what I thought. They had to be on this wall. Yeah. So even though, I'm still getting used to a lot of where my stuff is, and I ran past this pony. Did y'all see the pony? And I keep picking that up. There goes the pony. As much as I'm still getting used to this new system that I set up, I definitely see in the long term that it would be a better fit for me. But I do need the Wishblossom Ranch stuff to come out. How's everybody else's organization and storage looking? Yep, I'm glad you guys saw me. Notifications are touch and go here on YouTube. And so I am glad. Yay! Yeah, you were second in Topher. So I guess my timing, this is the time where people just open their phones and see what's happening on YouTube. But I'm glad you caught me too, Corgi. Yay! Yeah, it was a very last minute, extremely last minute. I was like, I'm coming into the game to clean up anyway. I just have shells left. Let me just do it on stream because I hadn't been in my game in a while. But yeah, how are you guys feeling about your organization and your storage setups? I know Topher, in your live stream, you had kind of walked us through all of your things. And I know yours is by DLC. Tilly, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. I am glad you made it. I know Topher, yours is one floor per DLC per map. I think I have some flowers in here I need to get out actually. Oh no, I did this one already. I love that for me. All right, let's drop off my roses. So whereas some areas are like fully decorated and I'm not going to change them, like my flower storage, my fish storage, there's some like my resources and what's not that I don't want to kind of put the finishing touches on, just because I need to see what we're going to get first. And I'm really, really anxious for that. Like, I want to know what we're going to get. I want to know how many flowers we have. I want to know what ingredients we're getting, what we're going to be digging, what we're going to be planting. Like, just give me everything. So I I've stopped touching my storage. After doing like my major overhaul, I was like, you know what, is it at a good stopping point? All right, I just need to drop off one neutral flower. So like, and my floors aren't all identical. Flower Loki. Hello, hello, hello. Ooh, meal prepping. I am not good at meal prepping. I have such a deep admiration for people who are good at it. So I tip my hat to you. But thank you for lurking. Yes, and your coal room, Topher. And your coal room. See, my coal lives with my resources. I just kind of think of it that way. Like, I think actually my collections tab is why I put it there. Yeah, it's under refined materials. So I stuck it with my refined materials. I mean, although all these things aren't in my resources room, but yeah, that's why I put the coal next to the stone, because they told me it's a refined material. We only do one thing with it, cook, but if they're calling it a refined material, I'm calling it a refined material. All right, I got one blue flower, one purple. Is this purple? Fuchsia. I think I have that in the pink room. I think I have to go back, guys. And then I did that. That was fun. That I will say is the only downside of displaying everything. So this is new to me, having so many things displayed. For a very long time, I simply relied on my memory, but as the game grows and the resources expand, I can't do that anymore. But then I have to like slow down and be careful and make sure I don't pick things up. I just redid my storage for pretty much everything. I'm happy with the result, and hopefully I will have enough room for everything that's coming. Same, like I did an overhaul, um, changing around my floors, chests, designs, the whole bit. Yep, it was here. I knew it. Okay, we're gonna go drop off these seeds and then continue cleaning. But I did put a pause in the decorating aspect. I wish Cress was still here, because she might short circuited at being able to actually see all of my chat. But so because I prioritize the function, I have a more utilitarian approach. And so when I got to a point where I was kind of like just really comfortable with the direction of the design, for some of them, I stopped with the details because I need to see what we're getting in Wishblossom Ranch. This will be my first time meal prepping, so hoping for the best. I have faith in you, Flower Loki. I tried to meal prep many times before, and it just didn't work out well. By Wednesday, I'm deviating from my plans. Mac Mama, hello, hello. How are you? How are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday. All right, we got carrots, turnips. Okay, this is a grain, so everything's on this side. Cool, 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 cool. Where am I? My carrots are here. Um, so my farm serves as my seed storage. I don't even keep those in my house anymore. This thing's called like flute something. That sweet potato looking one, right? I think that's here. No, I'm thinking of the purple one. Oh, those are yams. Oh my goodness. I need a nap. That's what that is. But yeah, I feel good about my storage situation. Hopefully the stuff in Wishblossom Ranch fits into what I have planned. I do know I'm gonna have. Okay. Okay. Stop. It's not letting me zoom out. There we go. I'll just stick to my controller. This entire top half is vegetables, with the exception of these three. These are the only two kind of herbs or whatever you want to call them that are grown. And then these are those spring eggs that we get. And so this is all vegetables and it's just alphabetical order. Just alphabetical order. Just that was for me the easiest way. I just used the collections tab. And then down here is the fruits and grains. We have 6 fruits, so I have them flanking on the sides here. And then the center is grains. These are all sharing, and then my sugarcane and wheats get their own because I go through them the most. Oh, thank you. I don't know why my voice went that high just now, but I have the full tour on the channel, kind of walk through and the build as well. So I know I'm gonna have to harvest everything. Depending on how many we get, I may be able to keep this system from an alphabetical order. Turns out it was something we buy. It's something from Storybook Vale. It's something we buy, not grow, because I used the collections tab. I didn't use my memory. And so when I realized I don't have anything here, but I had already started planting, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to put my well in this square. So my plan is harvest everything up with the first villager that we unlock. Whoever, I think it's going to be Snow White, but whoever it is, harvest everything, reseed everything. I think doubling up, because like I said, I never need to harvest. Um, you guys, if let me know if you hear my brood in the background. Um, harvest everything, do half plots. So like this one's, what is this? Asparagus and something. So let's say those are still the first 2 items, asparagus and beans. Instead of it being the asparagus here and the beans here, it would just be half asparagus, half beans, and then cabbage and the carrots and or peppers, whatever it is. You get the point. I think that will allow me to still keep the same layout, but this is me not knowing what we're gonna get. And I think I can do that still with Eternity Isle, Storybook Vale, and the Valley because I have enough of all that produce. And then I would just leave whole plots for all the new items. Um, we'll see how that goes. I am prepared to bulldoze this area if I have to, but I'd rather not, because this building is fully decorated and this building's a work in progress. And also, where else am I putting Al's Toy Barn? And this building, the Pixie Dust Mill, even though aesthetically it can go other places, the interior wouldn't make sense anywhere else. It is an indoor farmer's market. So anywhere else I put it, if you walk inside, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's my plan. And this is the farm. Let me catch up. I saw when Matt Mama came in. Oh, this is your first, it is your first time catching me live. Welcome. So we do have some redemptions and commands. You can gain channel points and you can check your balance with exclamation point sugar. And you just really just get points from hanging out, talking, just being here. Yeah. So welcome. So like you'll see Ash checked has 120 sugar cubes. Right. So yes, the river, thank you. The river was, this island in general was actually my first time ever using the river kit. So I made this little pond situation. This was very easy to do. It's just the same piece, mostly the same pieces repeated, but I had a lot of fun with it, especially realizing how many pieces could go in the water. So yeah, that's the farm. I know this is gonna get an overhaul. All right, what else do we need to drop off? We can just clean. All right, well, I only have about 10 minutes left. Let me check my checklist and make sure. I think we got all caught up, right? I told you guys where I've been. I won't be doing a set schedule for a while just because I want to allow myself. I can show you the indoor farmer market, Corgi. Actually, so something I like to do when I was ending the streams was a redemption called finale, and it would pick a random interior that hasn't been on the channel yet to tour. So we'll skip that. So no need to redeem that. And I will just make that the tour to end the stream. Um, yeah, I don't mind showing it to you guys. Like I said, very intimate, cozy stream. So we can stroll the indoor farmer market together. All right, let's go inside. And it was largely inspired by, the idea of it was inspired by Steph Lunara here on Instagram. She did a Trader James, like a play on Trader Joe's. And once I had decided to make a farm island, I was like, okay, we need to do it. So this is the main kind of market area, market hall. I love, and this is I think what we were talking about earlier, Kaylin, just the graphics in this game of how realistic some of these things look. We love stuff. Yes, I loved her Trader Joe's. And I was like, that's genius. And so I kind of just ran with that idea. So these are kind of all spices, teas. I love that we have so many things that are in bowls or plates that just look presentable, and not just the food itself. So yep, the garlic, the peppers, the mushrooms, and then this center table here. There's no rhyme or reason. I actually had to look up indoor farmers markets because and it might have Ash, I want to say it was you in a stream. I think it was in Lana's stream. I don't know. It's been a while. But I remember someone talking about how they have Amish markets near them, and those are indoor markets. And so I actually looked that up on Pinterest just to kind of get a sense of what an indoor farmers market looked like, because I had never been to one. And so I kind of picked the items that I felt like if you're coming in and just shopping around and picking things, just kind of like a mix of produce, dairy, etc. So okay, it was you, Ash. It was you. So yeah, when you said that, I immediately went to Pinterest and typed in Amish markets because I wanted to get that visual. So thank you. Oh, I remembered well. So yeah, even a lot of our spices are contained. And then up on the upper shelf is all those pickled recipes that we have in a vase. I just did them in rainbow order. My brain loves a good rainbow order moment. All right, this room over here it was initially going to be my seed storage room. Not unusual, Topher. It is actually a thing. Go to Pinterest. You can ask Ash. The Amish markets near her. But it is a thing. I've never been to one. You know what? I think that's what it is so far. I guess if you live somewhere that gets, yeah, I've never experienced that. And actually, I've only lived in four season places, but all the farmers markets I've ever been to were always outdoor. So I'm thank you, Ash. Thank you, Pinterest. Um, this was actually going to be my seed storage room. It doesn't store my seeds, it just displays them. I just decided, but think of it like a seed shop, right? Like if you're in the farmer's market and then you come in this room to actually like buy seeds. But for me, like the user, my seeds are stored in the chests where they're planted. So this is, just the seed room. You come in and this table's, the seeds on sale or whatever. But I actually don't come in here to store seeds or place seeds or anything. Then we're gonna go across the hall first. This is the dining hall. When I created this market, I wanted it to be a farm to table market. You're not necessarily like sitting down and dining inside, but you can. So let me see, make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, so they're Corgi says they're more common in the winter where she is. Yeah, it's something like that I wasn't familiar with. Now you want to go broke here, Ash. Thank you. My job here is done. You came just in time for a tour. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, so many friends here tonight. I'm so glad I did this. I was saying earlier, new like I wanted to just do a quick catch up, and I'm so glad that I just popped up and did it, even if it's a short one. I'm glad we were able to catch up. How are you, new? All right, so this is kind of like what I envisioned for here. Like just you come in, it's a farm to table market, so more pickled things, salads. This is like the Greek potatoes, and I kind of just picked different things that looked honestly like they belonged here. Whether or not they make sense in terms of what the meal is, I don't know. But that's the, and so you have the cooked stuff over here. These are like the prepared foods. These are more like the cold items, so like the cheese platter. And then over here we get into some of the sweets, the baked goods, the breads. So yeah, this is the, oh, did I eat a bagel platter? I might have ate a bagel platter. So that's what's happening in this room. And then the last room, whenever I can, I do try to decorate all four rooms. I love these chalkboards, by the way. So to me, it's kind of like where you go to those places where they have like the menu written in chalk. But obviously, I just can't write anything on these chalkboards. So that's what these chalkboards are for. And if it is a farm to table market, there has to be a place to cook the things. And so back here is a test kitchen, but also the actual kitchen for the food. I've always loved the idea of a test kitchen in real life, where you know you could learn how to cook your produce. Like you come to the market, you bought the things, and you're like, I don't know what to do with it though. How do I, create a wholesome meal or whatever? That's what I envision this test kitchen as being. And so that's what we have happening here. Just an industrial kitchen with all the produce and the sinks and the stoves and just all the things. So that's what's happening back here. Well, that's what's happening downstairs. Like you come downstairs to find this area. I wish with these we were able to put items on the lower shelf as well. Alas, here we are. Yeah, so that's the indoor market. Yes, I love a good story, Corgi. Most of my interiors have a story. Otherwise, they would all end up looking the same. Like I need to actually like I go through and make mood boards. I go to Pinterest, I pull inspiration, I give myself a story, I make a mood board, and then I execute a design. I am doing well and unwinding for the night. Same new. This is me wrapping up. I wrap up with a tour. And so I'm glad you guys like it. Because this I've posted pictures of it, but I haven't posted the video tour of the interior. I've only posted the video tour of the farm itself. So you guys get the exclusive. And I wanted it to really connect out here. So like, yes, you can get your produce out here and you grab your whatever that you bought from the eatery and you can sit out here and not eat it, and you can sit over here and eat. I wanted it to feel like a full experience. This I am decorating to be an actual, I went back and forth on what it was going to be, an actual barn or something else, and it's going to be a barn turned into something, if that makes sense. So I'm just working through the aesthetic, but I want it to be like a sort of workshop in one room and like a little academy in the other room, like where someone would learn the trade of farming. So this building's a work in progress. I don't even think there's anything I could show you, even if I wanted to. I might have thrown things down just to get a sense of what I have. Let's see. Yeah, I started to throw things down just to kind of get a sense of what I'm working with. So this is a work in progress, but that's the plan for Al's toy barn. So thank you guys. I had a lot of fun. We did some cleaning, we did some catching up. My hope, okay, let me just stand somewhere. Okay, we're just gonna hang out right there. My hope is to, because in my original schedule, tomorrow would have been my ASMR pumpkin harvesting stream. I am pretty confident that will still happen, but I will not put it on the schedule until I know for sure. Um, for those of you who came in later and missed it, essentially between getting injured, getting sick, and our family has been impacted by the what is this that thing called the government shutdowns. This was just I just was not in the right space mentally and physically for streaming. And so I'm easing back in to the streaming, to the content, to all of it. But my hope is tomorrow night will be the ASMR pumpkin stream. Um, Wednesday, possibly a reset stream, and then another cozy decorating stream Sunday. I will not be streaming Wishblossom Ranch. Short answer being one, I will not be available that day. Two, I will not be buying it on my Mac. I'm only buying it on my PS5 and I don't stream from my PS5. So, yeah. But we will have, if all goes well, God willing, 3 more streams between now and Wishblossom Ranch where we can continue to clean and prep and chat and do all the things. So, yeah, I'm glad we were able to catch up tonight. A quick little hour and a half or so stream. Thank you for everyone who was here. I know Cress is already gone. Other creators who are here. Kwin over on Twitch. Cozy Elfheim. And all the links showed when they came in. So hopefully you guys were able to see them. Kwin, Cozy Elfheim on Twitch, Topher Tover's Tavern on Twitch, new name here on YouTube. Ash, you're only on Twitch, right? The Cozy Rocky on Twitch. So many amazing creators here. Thank you guys for being here. Z was here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. So even when I'm not around, I know that like we're always in good company. We always have someplace amazing to hang out. Yeah. So hopefully I see you guys tomorrow. But if not, I'll see you in someone else's stream. I hope you guys have an amazing night, an amazing start to your week. Let me just make sure. I love how my alarms are so set up that like my things are going off. Let me go to my stream ending screen. Let's turn the piano off. Yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing evening, an amazing start to your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.